Welcome to God's Way, YTVY. I'm Adolphina, Shephard. This is my co-host, Thomas Knights Templar.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our show.
We have a fabulous show lined up for you as usual. We got a couple of wonderful guests, and we'll be introducing them shortly. And in the meantime, we have a subject that is absolutely fascinating that you may not be aware of. We're going to be talking about mass hypnosis and what's going on cosmically, too, that you're probably unaware of. And we'll see what we can get squeezed in out of all of this. Now, I know Thomas here wanted to talk about something special, but before, with the mass hypnosis,
Yeah.
right? But before we do, how about if we introduce
Our guest.
our guest, Christine Schiavone, who is the host of Spiritual Explorations. So tell us a little bit about yourself for those who don't know you, Chris.
Okay, I for the last 23 years, come August, I have been producing a show called Spiritual Exploration. I'm sure a lot of this audience is familiar with what I had been doing over the years. And you can find a lot of the shows on YouTube. Go to Spiritual Exploration on YouTube. Brian is in the midst of now catching up with a lot of the shows that haven't made it there yet, but they will. He said he's got 4 more shows in there in YouTube now. So you can start watching some of my shows on YouTube. And I'm on Friday night at 10 p.m., FiOS Channel 35 and Spectrum Channel 79.
Right after my show.
Right
Or
after
this
your show.
Yeah.
Yeah, this show is on at 9, I'm on at 10.
Right. That's why we're always in the studio together, right?
That's right.
Okay.
But you know, I do want to say that Chris, yours was one of the first shows I was on.
Yes.
So, you know, we've
I
had
remember.
a long running time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now we'll switch over.
We'll switch over, and this is Jennifer Morales. Jennifer, tell her what you do.
What I
People,
do?
people who don't know you. I know her. I know what she does. Okay. She knows what she does. Go ahead. Tell them what you do.
Okay.
No pressure. No pressure. Don't worry.
I am a Reiki master. I am a hypnotist. I'm a psychic medium. I do a lot of stuff. A lot of healing, a lot of talking to the other side, and everything that you hear here, we all kind of bounce
what we
off of
share.
each other and share, and I'm happy to be back
And
here.
we're one big happy
We're
family.
happy to have you. It's been a long time, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. So, well, we're happy to have both of you on. So we'll be doing a round table with what our conversation is. So, Tommy, you're going to start because you have something in mind.
I have a lot of things in mind.
Well, you know what I'm
Some
talking
of you
about.
can't say on TV, but
That's
I have a
true.
lot of things in
I
mind.
know, you dirty dog.
Ooh, did I say that?
No, I said that.
Did I say that?
Well, you know, we got to have fun.
Okay, well, we
That's
do.
right.
All right.
That's right.
Okay, so,
We want to discuss the current direction that information reaches people, primarily our children, because what happens here is that Jennifer, like myself, we're trained hypnotists, and we recognize hypnosis in the advertisements. We notice it in the news. We notice that they have hypnotized the generation and a population of this country to believe that only bad goes on here. And you need to wake up and realize that this is a cycle. This is a cycle that's playing out, all right? Now, people are starting to remove themselves from watching propaganda on TV, all right, designed to keep people in bondage, all right? If you think that Moses freed the people from Israel to set them out into the desert there to go to the new land, okay, that's minute compared to what's going on now on a global scale.
and
All
the
right.
cycle, and the
It-
same
it's
cycle
the
works.
same cycle of it.
Yeah.
Listen, you know, when you are constantly browbeating a population through the news, and there's people who religiously watch that news, and if it's a 60-minute program, it's 55 minutes of pure hatred, resentment, despair, all the negative aspects, okay, that keep you in bondage, make you dislike other people, separating of the races. This is all happening through hypnosis on the TV. One of the books I read when I was first going through this, a guy was in the 50s, TV's infancy, and he came out and he said, in the proper venue, this could be weaponized. And guess what? It has, ever since. Now, tell them what you see when you watch TV and these things. You see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't watch TV.
I try
It's-
not to watch it
yeah,
either myself. It's just BS.
Yeah, it's called television for a reason.
Television.
Programming. It's called programming for a reason.
Yes.
I mean, we
exactly.
talk about how many on the phone. Could you see this commercial? How about the commercial? Here's another program that
Yeah.
you watch. You see a guy and a girl, they're skipping through the little weeds and things with the little flowers and stuff like that, and it's a medication, okay? And then you see, la, 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 they're flipping through the things, right? And all of a sudden
Psychotic
it says, don't take this if you're allergic to it. How the hell do you know?
That's what I think. That's
How
what
do
I
you
say to
know? You
myself.
might
How
take
do
it,
you
you're
know
allergic,
unless you
you're
take
dead.
it?
And it says, could cause liver damage, could cause this, why would you
Could cause
take it?
death.
You know why you would take it? Because somebody's greasing the doctor said, spew this stuff.
Well, you know, first of all, it used to be illegal to promote pharmaceuticals on TV. The problem is that the same group of people who bought up all the TV stations,
right.
brought up all the radio
Yeah.
stations, bought up all the media, are the same very people who own the pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
wonderful.
it's
There's
the
like
top
5 or 6
1%.
major companies that own everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So see, you have to realize that there's programming going on. But I came across something. I don't know if you can capture it on the camera.
Hold it up, hold it up.
I'll hold it up. See if you can capture a picture of that,
Can you get it, Brian?
Bri.
Subliminal acoustic
Turn it around?
The nervous
Did he just say turn it around? Give me it.
Here, maybe you get a better view where Tommy holds it.
How about that?
No, he's coming in to say something.
I have to mention it.
What?
Mention it. Read it. Read it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to mention it to you. Okay, while he's setting it up to take a picture of this. Okay, here's what it says. Why is there a patent for subliminal acoustic manipulation of the nervous system? There is a patent 60.17.30.2A, and it's done by the towers, my loves. And all they got to do is turn on that energy and send out a frequency.
And you're toast.
And also from the satellites. Also tones from the radio even at times. So, you know, there's stuff going on that you can't see but is occurring. So when you get a bunch of people that are suddenly acting out and bizarre, it's because they're utilizing this.
Mass shootings, okay? And then you have to say to yourself, where does an 18-year-old kid or a 16-year-old kid get the money to buy these weapons? Okay, where does he get it?
Where does he get the idea from?
Wait, he doesn't, well, that's another thing. He doesn't get it from his parents for an allowance.
No.
He doesn't get it working at McDonald's or someplace like that. So where does he get it? Who supplied it? All right, think about it. All of a sudden, this is the number one thing in the news on a regular basis. That's because we threw the baby out with the bathwater. Instead of supporting the police, we support the criminal. Okay? And the powers that be that are in government right now are the worst of the worst because they support the criminal over the general public. All right? And they hypnotize these kids, okay? And that's what it is, hypnosis. They hypnotize them to hatred and to act whenever they give them the signal. Okay? Who supplies them with the weaponry? Okay?
Good point. Now, wait a minute. There was a movie called Conspiracy Theorist with Mel Gibson. And do you remember there was I think it was CIA or FBI or one of the alphabet departments who had a mind control program. And that's what they did. They brainwashed them.
The Manchurian Candidate.
Yeah, Manchurian Candidates, that's what it was called. And they brainwashed them, and then they would just have to pick up the phone, call, say code 3 or something, and
Yeah,
then
and
the
they would
people
go and kill.
Yeah, and the
Right.
people wouldn't even remember this, okay? And this is what I believe is happening right now because they want to take the guns. So
That's
they
it.
have total
Yep.
control of the people.
Yep.
So then they have people fighting, saying, take the guns, take the guns.
Is this it? You know,
You're insane if you think that's the answer. Because wait,
why would you want to do that when the criminals have better weaponry than the police?
no, this is
Why would you want to do that? Take the guns from legal owners? I'm glad they're slapping down all of these things across the country
Yeah.
now. Okay? I'm glad they do that. Because you know what? You walk into a restaurant and maybe 10 people have a concealed carry permit, and you think you're going to rob the place. you stand a good chance of dying for nothing. Okay? So you have to keep that in mind. How many robberies were prevented by people who had a concealed carry?
Yeah.
Well,
Excuse me.
I was just going to finish up on this here. Okay, let's look at the bigger picture going back in history. The Nazis took the guns of the people before they start gassing the Hebrews, okay? And then when this whole pandemic started, they took the guns from Australia
Yep.
and Austria. Look what happened there, okay? And now they're putting a full program out to take the guns here because guess what? No guns, no veterans, no protection for the United States. And
Yeah,
then
They want to,
total
they want to
control.
take out from the Second Amendment
Yeah.
the right to a militia. Okay? You take all the veterans, my brothers, you take us all, and you put us with weapons, and they got a formidable army
Yep.
that'll put them in check. You know what I mean? And that's what they don't want. Okay, that's what they don't want. They don't want viable people, regular people, people who are not criminals, who don't have criminal insanity. Oh yeah, they gotta go through all these tests, they gotta do this. At any given moment, anybody could snap under the right conditions. So everybody has a mental problem. All right, it's just to what degree do you have it?
Well, you know, here's the thing that people don't know. Veterans swear to protect the United States.
That's right.
They do not swear
That's
to
right.
protect the government.
We love our
because-
Constitution, we don't
Yeah.
poop on it.
Right, and that's the thing, you see, because they do not, they are not sworn to obey the government. And that's the problem, okay? That's the problem right there. That's why they want the guns.
That is.
Yeah.
That is, you
Yeah,
see
you're
how they
right.
lull everybody? Jen, I mean,
Yeah.
we're both having this. You see how they lull the audience? It's like using a relaxation method. They relax everybody and then hit them with this vile, disgusting stuff.
Yep.
And because they repeat it on a regular basis, if I tell you a bold-faced lie, you know, any lie, and I repeat it day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, they made these people crazy against our former president. Hatred, but they had no reason why. They didn't know why they hated him.
That's right.
Yeah.
But they hated him.
Yeah.
Okay, because it was driven by the media. Because he exposed all the funny stuff going on behind the scenes that you don't see. And what was that? You know exactly what it was. It was hypnosis.
Yeah. They're definitely doing it.
This is why
it's
we're
very
talking
obvious.
about the mass hypnosis, you see, because everyone's got to wake up if we don't want to have the downfall of our country. Okay? You got to wake up. Wakey, wakey time. Wake up and smell the coffee,
That's right.
Yeah.
you know? And this just blows me away. I mean, you mentioned it earlier. Why did we have the Chinese people come in to install the 5G towers? What was
How
wrong
about
with
that
using
one? Like, we
our
don't have
people?
American technicians to put up those towers?
Right.
Right.
Okay, we don't have American technicians? Why? You can thank somebody in Washington for that one.
Well, I mean, there's something screwy there.
Yeah.
There's really something screwy there.
They're all in bed together.
I know, but
If you stop, what do you think Trump did? He stopped the gravy train
well, what do you think?
on both sides of the aisle.
That's right.
Right.
Well, what do you think tricky is in that equipment that they did not have our people put it in? There's something in there. I mean, we might not know exactly what it is, but I
It's
know.
a certain frequency.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different meditations that are on YouTube that have different frequencies. This one here clears your pineal gland. This one here
The
is Tesla.
741.
This one is this one, 639, whatever. All these different frequencies. And they do something to the brain because they go right to the subconscious mind where they're supposed to. Your subconscious mind is nothing but a power plant. It gives you what you want, negative or positive. It doesn't know humor. So if you like to make a lot of jokes like I do, okay, you have to remember, don't let that go out into the universe, trash, delete, disempower, get rid of it.
Tom.
All right, what?
Why do you suppose that it works on some people and not on everyone? Doesn't work on us.
What, hypnosis?
All this, yeah. All
It doesn't
this-
work on us because we're awakened.
Because our
Okay,
vibration is too high.
It's too
Yeah.
high. And the general masses right now is, I would say.
They're on low vibration?
They're on low
Yeah.
vibration, they're 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's right. And a lot
exactly.
of people who go through 3D and they want to go on the ascension path, As soon as they start having problems when they're trying to go through 4D, which is the demonic realm, okay, but they're trying to go through that, and they start getting their first taste of getting slapped down a little bit, they revert back to 3D, and
Yep.
they get rewarded by the other side for doing that. So this is what happens. They're afraid to go through it.
It is scary. I mean, you have to battle through it.
Yeah,
That's right, you
it
do.
is.
I mean, we all did. At
Yeah.
least
Well,
I know
we
I
did
did.
it.
Yeah,
but you
I
gotta remember
definitely
what they-
did too.
We know. We've been there.
Yeah.
I used to come back with bite marks, scratches,
Yeah.
yada, yada,
I
yada.
thought that was your boyfriend.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe it was my boyfriend.
that was the twin flame.
Yeah, my twin flame.
He's hot
Or my
stuff.
second twin flame I recently met. Oh, my.
Oh, here we go, we're on the flame thing now.
Oh, well, you know what's
All
funny?
right, you get the flame thing out.
No, wait, I
Just get it out.
I just want to say, you know,
we go.
I came in and caught the end of Chris's show with Jennifer, and we had already arranged to be together, but I was surprised to hear their topic was twin flames. And so I had to listen to the last few minutes, and I caught that last synopsis where what was it you asked about? How many twin flames can you have?
Well, the thought occurred to me is if you can break into twin flames, can you be triple or quadruple flames?
And she said, yeah. And I know I was told
In
I
some
had
countries,
three.
that's legal. You know,
Well, only because my being is so vast that he could only come in three bodies. But
what is so vast?
my being.
It sounded like something
Well,
else.
Well, never mind.
You heard it?
Okay, my being.
Okay, all right.
My spiritual being is very large.
Oh, it's large. Anyway.
Only you. See, that's why I called you Dirty Dog.
Yeah,
See?
the name fits.
I know.
Ain't that nice?
Well, he's a guy.
You little bomb thrower, you.
He's a guy.
Okay. I'm the only, you know, I'm the male in the hen house here.
Yeah, but sometimes it's the men, all the testosterone, and I'm the only female, so, you know. But mostly more
Come
men.
sniffing around when you're dancing?
Oh, stop. Of course.
Anyway.
What do you expect?
Okay, get back to.
Okay, so
do your,
now.
do your flame thing, go ahead.
No, well, that's all we wanted to say. I just thought it was really funny because,
I just thought this was going to be a continuation of Chris's show.
no. It's just funny because it's for the first time I found out she's on the same path I am with twin flames. So this is really kind of funny. You're really the first person I've met in person that is going through the same journey.
Oh wow.
It's
You know.
terrible, isn't it? Gee, it's just terrible to have the other half of your soul in somebody else, and he's 9. Yeah, anyway.
And
Okay.
what?
I was kidding. She
Yeah,
knows
but
I'm
I
kidding.
missed it.
You know, anyway.
So where were we? Oh, okay. I have a very good article that I came across. Listen to this, folks, getting back on topic. The New York rules unconstitutional that the quarantine procedure violates the Constitution. It is not constitutional.
Listen, it's a little bit too much, too little, too late. All of these things are going to come out about all of this stuff, even including the vaccines and all that stuff, and all the drive to push everybody to get this thing, okay? The whole thing is use your common sense. If you have to sign a release that exonerates the government, exonerates the pharmaceutical companies, and exonerates the doctors, okay, and those that administrate it, and those businesses all over the state that push this as a thing of employment, okay, that is against your constitutional right. Right there.
And
That's a
there's-
breach of your constitutional rights,
Yeah.
all right? You don't sign a release because that means that it's experimental.
And you can't sue them. Anytime anybody makes you sign something like that,
you can't
it's
sue?
fishy. It's
Yeah,
fishy. I'm sorry. Don't
Yeah,
you
of
agree?
I agree.
That's
Of
it.
course.
That's it. And more information about the results of this and unknown illnesses and all sorts of stuff that's coming out now, all right? And it's very well documented. All right, it's coming out now, why people got certain things, why young men, particularly young men, have heart issues.
Oh,
Okay.
a lot of athletes have dropped dead. Young
That's what I'm saying.
athletes. Yeah.
So, you know, you gotta listen. You gotta use common sense. It's something that's been beaten out of our children in school, all right? Common sense,
Yeah.
okay?
It's not so common anymore.
No, this is a flame, put it under your hand, you will get burned,
Yeah.
okay? Shoot somebody, you will go to jail, Not that you go, get arrested, and then you're right on the street in about an hour. You go to jail. You go to jail. New York has the worst
Sometimes
laws that I've
forever.
ever seen, and it needs to be changed. It needs to be changed, and you have to change the, basically the makeup of our state senate, because it's just bizarre. The more bizarre you can be is what gets enacted in this state, and it goes against the fabric of this country and what it was built on.
You know, I saw something that I had to post. I had to share it. It was about a dog, you know, the ones that will, like, guide dogs, like for the blind or whatever. And if they're issued a command that they think is not safe, it's called intelligent disagreement or disobedience. Now, if the dog can do that, maybe they ought to teach the people to do this.
right.
You
That's
know,
because dogs don't watch TV.
good point, Chris.
That's true.
Very good point.
That's true.
They're not
They're
hypnotized.
not hypnotized.
That's right, they're
Oh
not.
my God, that was
They
such a
have
good
all
point.
their
Yeah.
wits about them.
And not only
Yeah.
that, but they're tapped into the other side. You
That's
know, the
right.
animals are
That's
always
right.
tapped into the
They're
other
very
side, right?
spiritual, yes.
Yeah, see in
Yeah.
front of my house today. I told you about the animals with me. I'm sitting. I have a squirrel that comes up to my door, looks in the glass door like this. I go out there and feed. I brought him granola bars. You know how big them things are?
They'll eat them.
Eat them. He
Yeah.
put it in his mouth, came back for the second one. I gave him the second one. The birds are picking up the scrounges.
You'd be
You see
surprised
this?
how much
Yeah.
these animals out there eat.
Yeah, and
I
they
had a pigeon
really,
eat a whole pancake once.
wow, they really sense our energy. I was at an aquarium and this tremendous fish, we saw the fish far away, and all of a sudden the fish turned around, looked at me, and just started jetting at me.
You know why?
Luckily,
he
there was
came
glass in between.
Yeah, there
right?
was glass. Yeah, they feel it all.
They could pick
They
up on your
sense
energy.
it, they feel it, so he came.
He came over there, was rubbing up against the glass. I said,
Yes,
"Oh,
he
you're a
came
babe."
against the glass and he was
Anyway.
like rubbing and he started waving his fin.
How cute.
I had a little audience forming because everyone wanted to see this fish talking to me.
Oh, no.
I believe it. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I talk to the birds, to the squirrels, to all the
Everything.
animals, and they seem to understand
They
everything I
do.
say.
They
That's
do.
right.
We're the only ones who don't understand them.
Was that before the vodka or after the vodka?
That's not my drink.
Okay. I'm sorry, she has a cosmopolitan.
No, I'm sorry.
No?
You know, I don't drink hard liquor, and I don't really drink very much at all.
No, but them
Me
12
either.
beers that she had
Yeah.
before she is fine. No? All right.
It's a
What did you
scotch.
say now?
Hard root beer, that's what she has.
Hard root
Hard
beer.
root beer.
You ever taste that? It's terrible.
No.
Ooh, don't.
So, do you ladies have anything you want to add about this mass hypnosis that we've been talking about?
It's always been there. It's definitely not new. It's always been there.
Since the 50s, like that guy said.
Yeah. It's always been there, but now that more of us are awakened and awakening, we're becoming more and more aware of it and
Yeah.
more, thankfully, immune to it.
That's
you know.
right, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, the propaganda machine that's going on now, because this isn't a free press. This is a state-run press that we have here. And I'm not talking just New York, the whole country. It's state-run, okay? You cannot tell me in a population of, I don't know how many millions we are here, maybe 400, 500 million. You cannot tell me that not one thing goes good in this country anywhere. Okay? Where are those stories? Why isn't it everything?
Yeah.
Appointment ID. You're seeing it, talking about murders all over the world, all over the country.
Yeah.
Okay, how about talking about something that's good for the children to see?
Yeah.
Because it's intentional. They
It's
want to keep the
intentional.
frequency low
Yes.
so that keep people
People
in
don't wake
fear,
up.
so people don't wake up and they can still maintain their control, which they've been doing
And
for
don't
centuries.
forget this very main. I said this the other night too. We are up here. We're indigos. Okay, there's crystals, and now there's star seeds. Okay, the star seeds are the kids with the most power right now, and they're trying to retard that energy
Yeah.
and retard their growth. I'm telling you, if you have a child that shows ability, do not retard him
Don't discourage.
or her.
Yeah, they label
not
it
discourage.
ADHD and
Yeah, it's not ADHD.
Yeah, they want to give them medication.
They want to
when-
put you on
Oh, all the injections,
Ritalin
right? From
and
the
all
time
that
they're
stuff. Come on.
when the
Yeah.
time they're an infant.
Yeah, all the vaccines and
Why? They're programming the next population of automatons
Yep.
that won't have any common sense,
Yep.
all right? And you parents out there, especially new parents, you better heed the warning. Do not let your children's minds be subverted by this educational system, because it no longer serves us. We're like number 40-something in the world as far as education is going.
Yeah, and they think we're number one.
We used to be number one.
Yeah, what happened here?
And it's like we fell off the tree. You know? And
Yeah.
then you want to know why everything's run by the Chinese? They're the smartest.
Yeah.
Well, they sent the manufacturing away, the good paying jobs went away, right?
The good paying jobs for the average person.
Yeah.
Who maybe has a little college or no college, all right? Or a person is a high school dropout and gets an equivalency, all right? They closed down that pipeline when our gas was $2, okay?
To make it
And
scarce.
5,000 people lost their jobs
And we needed that gas.
just by caveat emptor, he just wrote this with his pen, okay?
I don't understand the
And then he's
logic
blaming
in
it,
that.
then he's blaming it on the manufacturers,
Yeah.
the refineries.
Of
How
course
can
they're
they?
going to blame somebody else.
Of course.
Of course. I don't understand how anybody in this country can actually agree with what is going on with the people that are at the in charge in Washington. And I'm not mentioning names. We all know who they are. All right? These people are trying very hard to just override everybody, take over the country, do whatever they please, and make us a bunch of zombies. And anybody that goes along with them that actually likes these people is an idiot. I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
Well, they're complicit, so they're just as bad. But at the same time, it's because they don't know, they're ignorant.
Yeah.
And, you know, and
Ignorance is bliss.
yeah, well, that's true. I mean, it's like, okay, you know, you don't know nothing. Whee,
Yeah,
and
just
then
float through
you
life.
start to know, and it's like, oh, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
You know,
How
and
did
then,
that
you know,
happen?
and then you get
Gee,
defensive,
you know,
pull out the
I mean,
gun.
listen, gee, we're in the streets, we're burning down things, we're pulling down statues that you don't even know your own history, but you're pulling the statues down anyway.
Right.
Okay? What does it matter something that happened 400 or 500 years ago? What does it matter to today's world?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter at all. Doesn't matter who was an owner of this or who did that or who had, whoever, you know, brought bubonic plague to the country. Doesn't matter. That is in the past.
And there's only now.
And the only one way to go forward to the future, okay, is to take every one of these politicians, 2 terms, no matter what you do, you're out. 2 terms.
That's it.
And that goes, for the judicial. All right, 2 terms, you never could be a judge again. All right, you're done.
Or Congress or
Or
Senate.
Congress or a senator.
Especially.
You can't run for anything else once you've become something. That's how it should be. You want new ideas? You want fresh ideas? Get them by recycling these guys who've been in the Senate for 50 years, hasn't written a damn bill. Okay, and I love the passes that this guy got. This guy was, you know, friends with the worst of the worst. He was a segregationist. Okay? But he gets a pat in the hand. The media won't call him out on that. What's the matter with you people?
Well, we got the foxes in the hen house, and people don't know it. Wake up, people. Foxes are in the hen house.
That's right.
Wake up.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to say
It's
it.
so
right?
much.
Yeah.
It's so easy to see that they've been hypnotized.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so easy to see it.
Yeah.
Walking around like zombies.
Yeah.
You know.
My
The-
own
the
kids, I
robots.
see it, you know.
It seems like they can't think for
The
themselves.
viewpoint of them, it's like, you know,
Yeah.
you break your back, you go to work, you're doing everything, you support your children, and you're getting poisoned in school.
Yeah.
And you have no choice because you can't afford to put them in
They're
private
trying
school.
to change the history books and
You know?
write what they want in them.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, all
Well,
those
they've
teachers,
already done that.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
already
all those
did that.
teachers here in New York that got fired because they didn't take their vaccine,
Yeah.
okay, you should all form a separate business, all of you together, purchase a building,
Have a real school.
okay, and have a real school without
Yeah.
this nonsense.
That's a great idea.
Without this nonsense,
Teachers,
okay?
listen up. Teachers, listen up.
And parents.
You know,
And parents.
where they know who they are, they know what they are. No, don't tell them what they are until they're 10 years old. Yeah, why? Why?
That is so absurd. You
What's-
can't vote until you're 18, but you can determine if you're a boy or girl.
Yeah, what's
right when
this
you're 2.
nonsense about if you don't like the sex that you were assigned when you were born, we can change that and your medical coverage will pay for it.
Yeah, there you go.
What is that about?
Well, they want to pervert things. They
Yeah.
want to
You
pervert
think?
things. It's a perversion
Yeah.
when they're trying to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying people who were born like that because they know who they are, but you know, I mean, a child, their brain isn't even formed when they're 18.
There's a lot. Listen,
So what do they know?
There is
Exactly.
There is a lot of children that are born with the chromosomes that are a little
Well,
one
yeah,
sided.
and defective
those
parts
things
and
like
stuff,
that.
but that's a
Then
different
I would say you
story.
leave it up to them. If they want to live their life as a male, they live it as a male. They want to live it as a female, they live it as a female.
Yeah.
Period. The end.
Right.
Try it out a little bit before you do anything surgically.
Yeah,
know?
anything.
That's a nice way of
You know,
saying it.
but you know,
Yeah.
the whole thing is like this. You know, it's not. It's,
Try it out a little.
It's not for me. I'm not going to judge them.
No.
I'm not going to judge them because to judge them is to judge yourself.
Right.
All right? I'm not going to have resentment against anybody. I'm not going to allow this stuff to poison who I am. But you people out there need to do the same thing. Don't resent somebody because maybe he's living the life and you're not. Okay? All right? All you got to do is ask God, you know, what you've done for this person, you could do for me and even more. And you make that your mantra and say that every day. And the worm will turn for you. Okay? That's what you need to do.
I'm walking on sunshine. That's what you could say. I'm living the dream. You know, I mean, you could be positive, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're
what
saying,
you do, yeah.
right?
You know?
Well, I guess we beat that one to death. So, you know what? I want to talk about what's going on in the cosmos a little bit because this is really a pivotal time, and we all know it. But
Yeah.
I came across a lot of interesting little facts. First, that this is a Jubilee year. Did I say it right, Tommy?
Yes.
Okay.
You should have heard it was jambalaya. It was everything else but Jubilee.
Well, he can be exaggerating a little, but anyway, so this is God's year according to Hebrew scripture and the Sabbath and so forth. So at the end of this year, when you have that occurring, it is when all debts are forgiven and all slavery and confinement and things like that are forgiven. Okay, and so let's hope that this comes true. We've been
Well,
hearing.
let's not put it out there just like that
That's
because
supposed to be for
that puts
2022?
an element of doubt into
Okay.
it. It is true.
It is true.
Okay, and we will put that out there that it is true.
Yes, let's just say
That
it is
the
true.
change will be, and it is true. Because
I
you
like
put in that
that.
little incident of doubt in there, and that
Yeah.
you know, pew, could
And
go
we're
to the
acting
left.
like them with the hypnosis.
Right, you're right, you're right. I'm glad you pointed that out. So there were a few key points that I have written down here. And that is right now with the living light from source, that it's going through every crevice and crack that there is. There's no escaping
No
it.
stone unturned.
Right. For the ascension process, everything has to be purified. There's nothing really you can do about it. So you might as well just flow with it and give. Wait a minute. There was something here I didn't want to forget to say. That we want to remove our consent and leakage of the energy we previously may have given to the old separation spawn 3D matrix.
That's, you see what you said, we just talking about the star seed children?
Yes.
That's what they're trying to do, they're trying to drain, this is the last hurrah for the dark. Okay, this
Yeah.
is the last hurrah for them.
Yep.
They're already shut, I can't say that on TV. They're already, they're at their limit. They've had a 10,000-year reign, it is done, okay? They're trying to hold on desperately with the most shocking, vile things you could possibly see. Debauchery, everything from every different angle. This is what they're shoving down your throat. But the worst part about it, they're shoving it down your kids and your grandchildren, okay? And they're doing it through your educational system, all right? What do you think the big push a couple of predecessors before? Gotta go to college, gotta go to why do you gotta go to college? Go to a trade school. Because you know those college boys, they don't know how to screw in that light bulb? They're gonna pay thousands for you to do it. All right? Don't poison their minds with that stuff. All right?
I agree with that. That was a good point. Now, here basically, so our work is to embrace the faith and the fortitude, because this is God's plan for us to embrace this. We were really never designed to play small. In other words, you know, we are co-creators with God, so we want to think big. embrace new change. Instead of trying to so much change the old, we create the new.
You can easily,
see, right?
you can easily create and manifest what you want. Remember one thing. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word became flesh and dwelt amongst us. That is the wrong interpretation of what was said from the Greek. It is dwelt within us. God sent his Son down to become man, and man became God after Jesus was crucified. Jesus, God, lives inside you. Okay? He lives inside you. And when you know that, you pray to the Christ within. But why would this be so sacrilegious? Because all these churches and things like that would go into the toilet. Okay? Because there would be no more drones funding them. Okay?
And what the priest does is keep you from God, because we're supposed to have a personal relationship with God.
No man
That's
could
right.
absolve your
Right.
sins.
Don't need
No
someone in
man could
between.
absolve your sins. You as the man, you as the woman can absolve your sins because you go to the Christ within.
Jesus said, go in your room and pray. You don't need to go to a church or a temple or a mosque.
He's talking about himself
That's
inside you in
right.
your heart.
Go
That's your
in-
room.
That's right. Go in your room and pray, and because God is with you, you do not need other people to tell you about God
No.
because He's inside
No,
of you.
because they
Yeah.
push the key word. Oh, you must fellowship. Really? Really? This is fellowship.
Yeah.
Wherever God said that wherever two or more are gathered in my name, there I shall be.
Yes.
Okay? We are four. He's here.
That's right.
Okay? We are four.
And Jesus didn't come here to establish a religion.
He didn't
That
establish no
happened 50
religion. He
years
just
after
happened to be
was dead.
born. He just happened to be born into the Jewish faith.
That's right.
Right.
Okay?
But He didn't come here to establish Christianity.
Right. That's
either.
man-made.
No, he didn't.
That's
That's
man-made.
man-made.
Listen,
That's
when he
right.
sent the
To
disciples
make,
out,
to make money.
Yeah.
That's right.
when
And
he,
to control the people.
Of course.
when he rose from the grave and he or the tomb, and he met with the disciples, he told them, "Now go into the world and tell everyone about the good news of my Father's kingdom." He didn't tell them, "Go invent the Pope, go invent this, go make this, go wear a dress, play jingle bells." He didn't tell them to do all of this stuff.
Tommy.
Well, that's what it is. It's,
Get a
know.
Christmas tree.
I know.
listen, it's ritualistic.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
You just cracked me up with
I
your
know.
funny bone, you know?
All right, well, it's the truth. That's called church calisthenics.
Yeah.
You know, kneel, sit, beg, hop. Come on.
Well, you know, people are growing by quantum leaps. In this past month, it has been so profound. I don't ever remember a period of time that there was no break. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just been
it's
so
very true.
intense.
It has.
And I've been needing so much more sleep.
Me too.
You've been getting more
Yes.
sleep?
Needing it and
Oh,
getting
needing
it.
it. Yeah, me
yeah.
too. Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I never used to be this way. I'm tired. You know, now I'm like, I'm going to bed. I don't care. I have to go to sleep.
In what we do, people just drain us. There's a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
energy vampires. You probably have
Oh, yeah.
a lot of energy vampire groupies that come to you for readings on. They have to know everything every day by phone. What's going to happen to me today? You woke up. Be happy.
That's
Tell
right.
me.
Well, you should.
You got out of bed? Thank God.
When you get up out of bed, all right? Instead of worrying about what happened yesterday, it's this, that, the other. If you go to bed worrying about what happened yesterday, you had a bad day, guess what? You're going to have more of it today. Go home, right before you go to sleep, set the intention for what your next day is going to be like, the way you want it, and it will happen. It will happen. How many times have you said to yourself, gee, I got to get up at 7 in the morning, all right? I set my alarm. Your alarm didn't get off, but you got up at 6 o'clock. Why? Because your mind, your subconscious mind, heard what you said
Yep.
Yeah.
and gave it to you.
It programmed it.
It programmed it. And you could do the same thing with everything you want in life. As long as you don't use that ability, okay, to harm anybody else or go against somebody else's
Free will.
Free will.
free will, thank you. Okay? And for you, free willy, because you were by the fish tank. Anyway, what's the matter? Come on.
Only you,
I
Tommy.
had to do that.
That's
Anyway.
why I called him a dirty dog.
Oh, wow, that's terrible. Me
Oh,
being,
Tommy, you know I'm only
Don't
kidding.
insult dogs, please.
Oh, no, I
They're
love
good
dogs.
animals.
I love puppies.
dogs. I know you love puppies.
she's got the kitty cats.
Yeah,
at
I
home,
got kitty cats. He's got dogs.
Yeah.
Well, you got a
She
cat
calls
too,
it-
don't you?
Tommy, can you tell me where my, what's your cat's name? One of them.
Jingles or Jazz.
Can you tell me
or
what
whichever
Jingle
one.
is? Right?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to know?
You know,
he
why?
hones right into him.
Oh,
You
he
know,
does.
why my psychic abilities are so good? Because she keeps me in practice every day. Where's those cats? Where's it this? Where's it? You know.
I haven't talked to you all week.
Well, that's true.
That's
but you
true.
were using telepathy to the
I
twin
know.
flame that was coming to me.
Tommy.
You know.
Well, a point I want to make is to remain on planet Earth, all must yield to the ascension timeline purifications. And people don't realize this, If we're going to, like a lot of people, that are frail, well, I mean, this is just normal process, but as the energy increases, people that are really frail may not be able to make it.
They won't withstand the energy. They won't withstand the energy.
No.
You can feel the intensity of the sun. I mean, have you felt it over the last few years? But now, I mean, it'll like torch you. I don't care if you got SPF 500 on. It'll make a barbecue chicken out of you.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? That's because it's the plasma light. That's the plasma light
Is that
that's
like Bud
coming
Light?
in.
Or Coors Light?
Bud Light or Coors Light?
No?
Plasma light. That's like lightning. That's how I see it. How do you see plasma light?
Fire of God.
I don't know. It's hard to say,
It's the
actually.
fire of God.
I never really thought about it.
Well, think about it. How do you say it?
It's more of like how you feel it than how you see it, right? So
Well, I feel it and I see it. I see it as like almost like lightning.
yeah, I see it like rays, like sun rays. If you notice, if you look up, like now that I'm saying it, when you look up and you see the sun rays, you'll see that it's intensified now.
Oh, yeah.
And you see like thousands of sun rays.
You gotta see the
you-
pictures I have, Jen. You gotta see
Yeah.
them. I got pictures of like energy coming from the sun, through the sun, and into the ocean,
Yeah.
okay? And it's all chakra energy coming down.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And we had it up on Mary's show the other day. You had to see this. I had Metatron's cube. We were talking about, me and Brian were driving down to Mary's place, and we were gonna discuss Metatron. And he shows up in the clouds.
Wow.
And he's huge. Metatron and Sandalphon are the only two that are archangels that have been ascended from man.
Right.
The rest of them
Did you
yeah.
say Sandalphon?
Sandalphon.
Because, I know Metatron was there. And Mother Mary, she ascended with her body. And there were other saints, but I can't remember them off the top of my head.
Saint Germain, I believe.
Saint
Saint
Germain.
Germain, yeah, there's a few.
Saint Germain, I think, is Jesus' father, Saint Joseph.
He's an aspect. He's an aspect.
Yeah, he's an aspect. Yeah, aspect of.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, just like they say in magnified healing, Kuan Yin is an aspect of the Blessed Mother.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because-
Yeah. So was Isis.
Because
Yeah.
every place that the Blessed Mother around the world showed up, she showed up looking like the people who were there, the
Yes.
indigenous people.
Yeah.
That's why you have Kuan Yin, that's why you have Our Lady of Guadalupe, Our Lady of Fatima, and all
And
these
Mary
other things.
Magdalene, too.
Yeah.
Aspect.
Different
Aspect.
looks, yeah.
Yeah. Just different aspects of the same being.
Yeah, that's right.
You know.
Well, we're all aspects of the main one monad, God, but then it breaks down into its
Yeah.
categories.
Did you ever watch Star
Yeah.
Trek and they had the Borg? Remember the Borg? It was this like flying cube that went, and everybody was a part of the conglomerate. Well, we are just that. We're part of God. We are that little pixel, but we're part of God because God lives within here. Know it, learn it, say it, believe it.
And you can
It's a
say
fact.
we are God.
And so it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Well, you think
are.
about it, if you look at everybody as God
hot,
within,
wasn't
you
it?
really can't hate anybody.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
true.
I said, if you really believe that God lives within, you really cannot hate anybody or for any status because they too are a part of God playing their role.
Well,
Whatever it
don't let
is.
anybody steal your joy. Don't let anybody do this kind of thing to you. It's just a sin. And remember one thing: when God was up on the mountain, and Moses went up there, and he told Moses, "Take off your sandals, you're on sacred ground." When he approached the flame, all right, what did the flame say? The angel of the Lord. What did he say? He said to him, "What is your name? How am I going to go and tell the Pharaoh to release the people and tell him that God who? What is your name?" He says, "Tell them I am that I am." Remember this, what I'm going to tell you right now. See how many times a day you say I am with a negative connotation. See how many times you do that. Take a pad and write it down. I guarantee you're going to do it 100 times. I am tired. I am sick. I am this. I am that. Ba, 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 ba. Guess what? Every time you use I am, you're going to empower what you're saying. So if you're saying I am sick, guess what?
You're going to be sick.
You own it, okay? Because your subconscious mind is your God pack, all right? And it only will give you what you ask. It doesn't know levity. So don't think you're going to use humor, all right, and crack on somebody, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're so funny. Guess what? That's going to go out and manifest against you. Don't do that.
Calling a person funny?
No, just making fun or this, that, the other, or trying to, raise yourself up while you belittle somebody
Oh,
else.
yeah, no, that's not,
You know.
that's not a way to go.
Don't
no.
do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Remember one thing. In the Bible, Jesus said to all his disciples, didn't I tell you you are all God? And far greater things that I have done, you shall do.
That's right. He said that.
Yeah.
Okay, but yet that's not taught to you. That's not taught to you. Nobody says
true.
that.
That's
They
why
don't want
we're
you going
here.
around calling yourself God. When you recognize who you are, you might watch what you say.
That's why I say I'm walking on sunshine.
Yeah.
Well, there's a good book, Greg Braden, The God Code. And he's a scientist. He used to work at NASA and so forth. But anyway, he's also very spiritual.
Yes.
But what I like about him is he combines spirituality with science. And he actually breaks it down in a book called The God Code. I would
The God
recommend
Code,
you
yeah.
read that. Yes. But I,
Keep in mind one thing, in the final analysis, okay, when you do all the all the scientific stuff, in the final analysis, you are part of the equation, therefore, it's an equation that cannot be solved, because you are part of it. Mankind changes daily, moment to moment, okay? So there's no possible way that you could put a figure on that, or you could put an equation onto it, because the narrative changes every minute.
we
Okay?
got to keep our consciousness high and our vibe high and our frequency high to continue this transformation to get out of this chaos. That's an easy way to put it, folks,
Yeah.
okay? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Try to just
right?
stay positive, that's all.
Yeah.
Think positive thoughts, don't let anything negative in. And if everybody had positive thoughts, this would be a positive place to be.
Yes.
Because our thoughts get manifested into the universe.
See, and they know that. That's why they mass hypnosis people, so they create the fear, so we create it for them,
Listen,
the
the more
chaos.
these people, I call them the 3Ders, I call them drones. Why? Because like the drone in a hive, their only thing in life is to do whatever the queen says. That's their whole purpose in life,
Yeah.
okay, is to do that.
I should be the queen then. We'll have a lot of joy.
Okay.
No, Tommy, I'm joking, but
I'm gonna touch that one.
but I do have some good news. Are you done your thought?
Are you done scaring the hell out of them? Go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead.
Tommy.
Go ahead, tell them what you're gonna do there, Queenie, tell them.
Okay. One of the things that's really cool is that you see we are in such a transformation that anything that your soul is not supposed to be aligned with anymore is going to go. You don't try to hold on to it because it's not going to work.
If it doesn't serve you, let it go.
Yeah, and the Pluto is in part responsible for that because these planets, they have energies, they do things, they're part of the whole cycle, and that's the planet of transformation.
Mary says it's the wrecking ball.
Oh, and it is the wrecking ball.
the
We all
wrecking
know
ball.
that. We know. I like the
Pluto
way she
comes through.
describes that. So, it says right here now, here's an interesting quote. Right now, your solar chakra is filled with golden light and it's coursing through your systems. And that's exactly a good way to describe it. Makes it easy for people to understand, right?
Yeah.
So when people are feeling out of sorts, it's basically ascension symptoms because our bodies are designed to change to crystal light from carbon. However, it's an residuous process.
Well,
We've never done it before.
No, we haven't. This is, as we arise. But keep in mind that you can ask God to lower the frequency so your body can handle it. All right? And then you'll eventually get used to that energy and then move forward from there.
Yeah, some people get really physically ill
Ill,
from
yeah.
it. I have so many people reach out to
Unexplainable.
me. Yeah, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, and it's ascension symptoms. They really get sick from it.
Yeah, because it's detoxing them and so forth, and pushing out everything that's not good. And
It is cleansing the soul.
Yeah.
The soul has, you came into this world with a process, and you came in here with a mission. All right, you picked the mission, you picked it.
Yep.
Some people say, well, what happens, Tom, when somebody commits suicide? I said, they couldn't take the pressure of the mission that they chose. So they're gonna repeat that, and they'll be back. So this is what it is. You choose your destiny, more or less, and then it's up to you to see if you live up to it. And if you don't, you'll recycle back, and you'll do it again, and you'll do it again and again and again,
Till you get it right.
until you get past that part, and then you move up again. But it's all a process. You remember once upon a time when Sis was telling you, I was seeing visions of lights going like on the freeway in Santa Monica, say, for instance. And she was seeing like the Roman Colosseum with all the doors, and these are the levels to where you go. That is very true, because even though we're ascending, my level might be here, yours might be here, yours might be there, she might be up there. We go to the different places where we go, and it starts again, and it starts again, and it starts again. All right?
That's true. The only thing is, I'm not so sure that people are coming back to Earth unless they're 5-dimensional or above
Well,
now.
they may not come back to Earth.
Similar
They
Earths.
may go to a different dimension.
Yeah.
All right,
they're
that
different
suits their
realms.
energy until they can grow and graduate into the
Right.
next one.
Right,
All
so
right.
they can continue on, yeah.
The body, the envelope, this is mortal. The soul is eternal. Okay, it doesn't die.
That's right.
That
It's
is
just a-
unless
just a
Jesus
meat
burns
suit.
them to a crisp, which I actually saw
Just a
him
meat
do.
suit.
It's a meat
You hear what she
suit.
said? She actually spoke.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, my dear?
It's a meat suit.
Oh, yeah, that's what, yeah, meat suit, yeah.
You mean our bodies are a meat suit?
It's
That's
a
what
meat
they
suit.
call
That's
it.
Never
all
heard
it
that
is.
I-
expression
Yeah,
well,
that's all it is.
I was told this. I
Oh,
was
yeah,
told,
sure.
I was told it's called the
Get rid
envelope.
of this and we're,
This is the
go
envelope.
on.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I was told. It's the envelope.
Yes.
Yeah. I tell everyone we're infinite beings of pure love and light,
That's right.
and you have to remember who you are. That's what it
True.
is. Everyone just has to remember who they are because we've been programmed and hypnotized to
Well, you've been programmed.
not
You've been,
remember.
Yeah. They deliberately divert your attention. For us, because it's the work we do, they'll throw diversion at
Yeah.
us to try
Yeah.
to get our mind off of the job that we do, and then bring us here, some family matter, something that, it's ridiculous. But once you recognize that it's low energy that's being put in your way, it melts away. Just send anything like that, divine Christ love, blessings, divine
Yes.
Christ love, blessings. Anything negative, it just melts it away. Any people that are divisive in your life, bless them. Bless them. Take your money out of your pocket, bless them. Okay, bless those bills to multiply. They will. God took what, 5 fish, and he fed 5,000?
Right,
Jesus did, right? And the loaves of bread?
Yeah.
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 It kept them being full, and they were eating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody was full at the end of that day.
All right? Bless your money. Bless your finances. Bless your household. Bless your children. Particularly bless your children. That this nonsense doesn't change who they are and doesn't drain their starseed energy. Because that's what they want. That's what they want. Don't allow it to happen.
Yep, protect the children. Now, I see we're getting close to
Yeah,
running out
we
of
are,
time,
yeah.
so I wanted to read this, because this is a piece of good news, okay? Because a lot of the stuff we shared today, people are gonna be shocked by this information, those who are still asleep anyway. So, I thought that this was pretty interesting. This super buck moon, which was July 13th.
It just happened, yeah.
Right? Here in 48 hours, that's when this was written, will be the biggest supermoon of 2022. After this powerful moon, nothing will stand in the way of your success. You're gaining the strength to upgrade your whole life. Your life will be 10 times better 5 months from now. Claim it and affirm it.
Remember when you get a blessing like
And
that?
so it is.
Remember when you get a blessing like that? You have to claim it and give thanks for it every day.
Yeah, thank
Because even if it doesn't appear right now, it will appear.
Right.
okay? But you have to be grateful for any healing that you receive. Every day, you have to be grateful for your healing. Even if you feel lousy, the only way it's going to work is if you keep on saying, I feel good, I feel good, I feel good.
Attitude of gratitude.
Well, it's a little bit more than that, but even with that, okay, make it your...
That sums it up.
Make it your mantra.
Yeah.
Make it your mantra.
Yeah, a lot of people are in the habit, I hear a lot of people saying, I'm a mess all the time.
All the time.
yeah.
Right?
How about this one? If I didn't have bad luck,
Keep
I have
saying
no
that,
luck.
you
Right,
wanna be.
right. So every time someone says to me, oh, Jen, I'm a mess, I'm always saying, no, you're healing. That's it, you're healing.
That's
You're
it.
not a mess, you're healing.
You've
We're
been
all
given, listen,
healing.
you've been given the tools, you've been given the tools. It's up to you to use those tools wisely. If a person's a farmer, took his tractor and drove it into a lake, he wouldn't have that tool to plant seed and raise crops. You've been given that tractor. Use it.
That's right.
We have supernatural abilities
That's
that
right.
are coming online. And you have to recognize this, that we have these abilities. If you believe it, if you don't believe it, you're not going to activate them. So you have to open your mind. As that movie Quato says, open your mind, open your mind.
What do we got, Brian?
Right?
I can't see that. 2 minutes?
So,
2?
you know,
Yep.
yep, 2 minutes left. So,
Two
you know,
minutes.
that's what we
Gotta
need to
close the
do.
show.
Yeah.
Open our minds.
So let's thank our guest,
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Christine Schiavone, who's a staple here at CTV, as she's the
Gotcha.
poster girl, okay?
Been around here for 23 years.
Yeah.
And, well, she got me started here.
That's right.
That's right. She was my
I'll
mentor.
never forget the night you walked into the studio and said, I just took the class and Kenny said that I should show up here and see if you need help. I said, there's the camera.
And that was it.
That was it.
And that started a beautiful relationship.
That's right. We've been friends ever since.
Okay. And Jen Morales, thanks you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
You know, it's good seeing you. It's been a
Good
long
seeing
couple of
you.
years with this pandemic.
Yeah,
know.
yeah, this crap.
Or plandemic, one or the
Planned.
other. Okay. And sis, as always,
Yeah.
Say goodnight. Say goodnight, Gracie.
all right. Good night, everyone. Music Maestro.
Good night.
Good night.